Aloha, it's Chef Rebekah, and today we're gonna make one of my favorite local desserts, Jello Cream Cheese Squares with a buttery cookie crust. It's a sweet treat that you won't be able to resist and no baking is required. Let's start by making the shortbread crust. And here I have 2 packages of shortbread Maui cookies. We're gonna add the cookies into a food processor and pulse until they're finely ground into crumbs. This is better than continuously blending because it prevents the crumbs from clumping together. So if you don't have a food processor, just put your cookies into a Ziploc bag and crush it up real hard until it turns into a crumb. In a bowl, mix the cookie crumbs and 1 stick of melted butter with a fork until the ingredients are incorporated and the crumbs are covered in butter. What makes this different from traditional Jello Cream Cheese Squares is I'm using Maui shortbread cookies. I found this to be the best because it's nice and buttery. Next, we'll pour this mixture into a 9 by 13 inch pan lined with parchment paper. I like to use the bottom of a measuring cup to pack the crumbs into the bottom of the pan. You can also use your fingers to pack the crumbs tightly into the sides and corners of the pan that the measuring cup didn't reach. Next, we'll place the pan in the fridge to let the crust set. Now let's get started on the cream cheese filling. In a bowl, combine 3 packages of cream cheese, which have been softened to room temperature, half a cup of sour cream, 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract and lemon juice, and 1 cup of powdered sugar. With an electric hand mixer, combine all the ingredients until they're smooth and creamy, just like this. Then, gently fold in 2 containers of thawed Cool Whip. You're going to take your spatula and fold from the bottom up, like so. This technique makes the topping light and fluffy. Just be careful not to overmix. By doing this, you want to make sure that you're not losing that fluffy, light, and airy mixture. What makes this different from the traditional recipes is I'm using a New York style cheesecake base. Traditional Jello Cream Cheese Squares actually puts another pack of Jello into the base and it's watery. By doing this, I wanted to ensure that your base sets up quicker. Before we finish up our dessert, I want to mention, you can find ingredients to make this dish at your neighborhood Foodland. And you can find this and more local style recipes at foodland.com. I just removed the pan with our crust from the fridge. Now we're gonna pour the cream cheese mixture over the shortbread crust. You wanna make sure the cream cheese goes edge to edge, smooth and even. Once you're done, place the pan back in the fridge. For the Jello topping, you're just gonna follow the instructions on the back of the box. For this recipe, we're using the strawberry flavor. Start by dissolving the gelatin mix in 1.5 cups of boiling water. Next, add ice to 1 cup of cold water and stir until it's slightly thickened. If you notice any unmelted ice, you can remove it. Next, remove the pan from the fridge and gently pour the cool Jello over the cream cheese mixture. So a nice little trick, I like to use a spoon and pour the Jello mixture over the spoon so it doesn't dig right into the cream cheese mixture. What's gonna do is gonna evenly spread it around. So now it's a softer pour instead of straight into the cream cheese. Cover the pan and carefully transfer it to the fridge to cool and set. I recommend at least 4 hours or overnight. Here's our Jello Cream Cheese Squares, which has set overnight and it's looking great. I like to cut mine into smaller squares like this when it's time to serve. This dish is always a hit with my friends and family. Try it next time you're in charge of bringing dessert. Enjoy!